The worst first date of my life. So there I am, ugly crying in a TGI Fridays bathroom somewhere in suburban Ohio, trying to fix my mascara while having a full-on panic attack. My bestie Jessica's been texting me non-stop. Girl, you better not bail on this date. It's been a year. A whole year since my divorce was finalized. 12 months since I signed the papers that ended my 18-year marriage to Derek. And now I'm supposed to sit across from some dude named Greg who probably lied about his height on Match.com and pretend I'm a normal, functioning adult woman. Spoiler alert, I'm not. Last time I went on a first date, George W. Bush was president and people still had MySpace profiles. Now I'm 43, single, and Googling how to flirt like I'm 17 again. You got this, Maggie, I tell my reflection. You literally wire buildings for a living. You can handle one dinner with Brad or Chad or whatever his name is. My reflection looks like she's about to throw up. Here's what nobody warns you about divorce. It doesn't just end your marriage, it deletes the entire person you were. Like I spent almost 2 decades being Mrs. Derek Chen, and now I'm just Maggie? Who even is that? I'm still figuring it out. One therapy session and Target impulse purchase at a time. I finally drag myself back to the bar area where Greg's waiting. He's exactly like his profile pic, which is suspicious right there, because everyone knows dating app photos are basically catfishing with plausible deniability. He's wearing pleated khakis. Pleated, in 2024. Hey, sorry about that, I say, sliding onto the bar stool. Had to take a work call. Lie. I was crying because my life is a dumpster fire set to a Taylor Swift soundtrack. No worries, I ordered you that margarita you mentioned liking, he says. Okay, points for remembering. My ex-husband Derek couldn't remember my birthday half the time, and we were married for almost 2 decades. So you're an electrician? Greg asks, and I can see him trying to process this. His profile said he works in business development, which I'm pretty sure means he sells insurance. Licensed master electrician, been doing it for 20 years. I specialize in commercial and industrial work. Wow, that's different. Different. Translation, I expected someone more girly based on your photos where you're actually wearing makeup. Yeah, I don't fit the stereotype, I say, taking a big gulp of my margarita. It tastes like they mixed tequila with Hawaiian punch, but I drink it anyway. Lots of guys in my field are surprised when I show up to the job site. I bet my ex-wife was a teacher, elementary school, very traditional. And just like that, we're talking about our exes. Because that's what divorced people do. We trauma bond over the wreckage of our previous lives like survivors of the same plane crash. His ex cheated with some CrossFit dad from her school's PTA. My ex cheated with his CrossFit trainer, a 26-year-old named Brittany, who has Live, Laugh, Love tattooed on her ribcage. I know because I found the pictures. His ex got the house in their divorce. My ex got the brand new Ford Explorer and half my retirement. His kids won't talk to him anymore. My daughter Emma barely looks at me the same way, like she's not sure if I'm going to fall apart at any second. This is depressing as hell, I finally say after my second margarita. We should talk about literally anything else. Like what? But we can't. Our divorces are the most interesting thing about us right now. They're the fresh scars we keep picking at, the story we tell because it's the only one that feels real anymore. By the time we're done with appetizers, neither of us ordered entrees because who commits to a full meal on a first date? I know I'm never seeing Greg again. He's nice, super nice. The kind of nice where you can tell he's been emotionally destroyed and is desperately trying to seem normal. Same, Greg. Same. In my F-150, I text Jessica, DEFCON 1. I cried in the bathroom before we even sat down. She responds immediately, OMG babe, get your butt to my place. Wine emergency activated. I drive to Jess's apartment complex across town with my windows down, blasting 90s alternative rock because I'm processing emotions like a millennial who grew up on MTV. The radio's playing some song about love and second chances, and I literally cannot handle that level of optimism right now. Jessica opens her apartment door before I even knock. She's been my ride or die since we met in trade school back in 2003. She's also an electrician, which is how we bonded. 2 women in a male-dominated field, refusing to take shit from anyone. That bad? She asks, already pouring wine. Worse. I think he felt sorry for me. She hands me a glass, the good stuff from Trader Joe's, not our usual $6 bottles. Tell me everything. So I do. The bathroom breakdown, the awkward conversation about exes, the complete and total lack of chemistry. I tell her how I felt absolutely nothing sitting across from Greg except vague guilt because he paid for my crappy margarita. Maybe you're not ready yet, Jess says. It's been a year. Everyone says you're supposed to be ready after a year. Who's everyone? Who made up that rule? Maybe you need 2 years, or 5, or maybe you'll wake up one random Tuesday and just be ready. That's not helpful, Jess. I'm not trying to be helpful. I'm trying to drink wine with you and tell you that you're not broken. You're just under construction. I work in construction. That metaphor doesn't help. She laughs. Okay, how about this? You're like a circuit that got overloaded. You need time to cool down before you can handle current again. Better. Still depressing, but better. We binge Selling Sunset and polish off the bottle, and eventually I can laugh about the date. About Greg's pleated khakis and his nervous laugh and how we spent an hour talking about our divorces like we were at a sad people support group. Around midnight, Jess turns to me. You know what your problem is? I have many problems. You'll need to be more specific. You're comparing yourself to Derek. He's out there living his best life with Brittany, and you think you need to be at the same place he is. But that's bullshit. He's replacing you. You're rebuilding yourself. There's a difference. I want to argue, but she's right. Derek moved on fast, like scary fast. He was with Brittany before our divorce was even finalized. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to figure out how to introduce myself at parties without saying I'm Derek's wife, out of habit. When I get home around 1 a.m., my daughter Emma's car is in the driveway. She's supposed to be at Derek's place this weekend, which means something happened. Inside, she's on the couch scrolling TikTok with her AirPods in. She's 17, a senior in high school, and currently giving me those I'm fine, but I'm definitely not fine vibes. I tap her shoulder. She pulls out one AirPod. You're home early from your dad's, I say. Yeah, it was weird over there. Weird how? She shrugs, but I can see her jaw tense. Brittany's there all the time now. Like, she made dinner and acted like she lives there. It's just weird. I want to say so many things. I want to trash talk Derek and Brittany and their whole situation. But I can't, because Emma's caught in the middle and she doesn't need me making it worse. I'm sorry, baby, that sounds really uncomfortable. It's whatever. I just wanted to come home. She looks at me. How was your date? How'd you know I had a date? Aunt Jess texted me, told me to give you space in case you got lucky. She makes a face. Which is gross, by the way. I don't need that mental image. Trust me. There's no mental image to worry about. That bad? Let's just say your Aunt Jessica is way too optimistic about my dating life. Emma actually smiles. You'll find someone, Mom, when you're ready. Since when are you the wise one? Since my parents got divorced and I had to become emotionally intelligent way too young. She's not wrong. This kid has handled our divorce with more maturity than either Derek or I managed. She's been the stable one while we both fell apart in our own ways. That night, lying in bed, I think about what Jess said, about Derek replacing me while I'm rebuilding myself. And I realize something. I don't want to be replaced. I don't want to be someone's second wife, someone's do-over, someone's proof that they can still land a younger model. I want to be my own person. Figure out who Maggie Chen is when she's not attached to someone else. The dating can wait. Monday morning hits different when you're running on 4 hours of sleep and existential dread. I show up to the job site, a new medical building downtown, and immediately know something's wrong. Rick, the apprentice who thinks watching YouTube videos makes him an expert, has wired 3 rooms completely backward. Like, dangerously backward. The kind of backward that could fail inspection and get our whole crew in trouble. Maggie, thank God you're here, says Tom, our foreman. He's been in the business for 30 years and has seen every kind of screw-up imaginable. Can you fix this before the inspector shows up at 2? I assess the damage. It's bad. Give me 2 hours and don't let Rick touch anything electrical ever again. Deal. I'm shoulder-deep in drywall, rewiring Rick's disaster when my phone buzzes. Text from Emma. Dad wants me to spend next weekend at his place. He's having a barbecue. Is that okay? A barbecue. Derek's having a barbecue at what used to be our house. The house I spent years making into a home, painting walls and planting flowers and building a life. Now Brittany probably has live, laugh, love signs everywhere and serves food on those trendy charcuterie boards. I text back, "Sure, sweetie, have fun." What I want to text, "Your dad is a coward who destroyed our family for someone who uses adulting as a verb and probably calls every meal charcuterie, and I hope his barbecue gets rained on." But I can't say that to my kid. Around noon, Jessica shows up on site with Chipotle. Heard about Rick's disaster, brought burrito bowls. You're a lifesaver. We eat in my truck, AC blasting because it's pushing 90 degrees and Ohio's summer humidity is no joke. So I was thinking, Jess says between bites. My brother's opening a brewery this weekend. Big launch party, free beer, live bands, food trucks, you should come. I don't know. Before you say no, let me finish. Javi asked about you. Javi, Jessica's older brother Javier. The one I had a massive crush on back in trade school, before Derek came along with his promises and plans and confident smile. Why is Javi asking about me? Because he saw on Facebook that you're divorced and wanted to know if you're okay. That's just being polite. Or it's being interested. Come on, Mags. Just show up, have a beer, listen to some music. If you hate it, you can leave, but you need to start existing in the world again. I exist. Work and home don't count. When's the last time you did something fun? I can't answer because I honestly can't remember. Everything since the divorce has been survival mode. Get up, go to work, come home, repeat. Fine, I say. But if Javi's being set up by you, I'm leaving immediately. Deal. But you have to stay for at least an hour first. We shake on it and I immediately regret agreeing. The rest of the week crawls by. I fix electrical issues, avoid thinking about Derek's barbecue, and try not to obsess over seeing Javier for the first time in 20 years. Emma stops by Wednesday after school, and I make tacos, her favorite since she was 5. How's school? I ask, because that's what parents ask. Fine, Mr. Peterson still can't teach calc. I'm basically teaching myself using YouTube. How's your dad? She rolls her eyes. Fine. Brittany's redecorating. Everything's beige and white now. Very minimalist. My house, Derek's house now, used to be full of color. I painted the living room teal, the kitchen yellow, the bedroom a warm terracotta. I hung art and photos and made it feel like a home. Now it's beige. Like every personality got bleached out. Well, it's his house now. He can do what he wants with it. Emma looks at me with those knowing eyes. You don't have to pretend it doesn't bother you, Mom. I'm not pretending. I'm processing. Fair enough. Later that night, scrolling Instagram in bed, yes, I'm hate watching my own life. I see it. A post from some girl tagged with Derek. It's a yacht. A yacht. Not a little fishing boat or a pontoon. A legit yacht with a cabin and everything. The caption reads, "My amazing hubby surprised me with our new baby. Can't wait for sunset cruises. Blessed yacht life. Living our best life." My amazing hubby, Derek. The same Derek who told the divorce mediator he was financially struggling and couldn't contribute more to Emma's college fund. The same Derek who claimed poverty to justify his minimal child support. That lying piece of, "My phone rings. Jessica, tell me you didn't just see what I think you saw," she says. He bought a fucking yacht, Jess. I know. Rosa from work sent me the link. She said it's probably 50 grand minimum. $50,000 of I'm financially struggling. $50,000 while I'm driving a 12-year-old truck and eating ramen for lunch to save money for Emma's college. I'm going to kill him, I say, and I mean it. You're not going to kill him. You're going to fix this electrical panel I'm looking at, go to Javi's brewery this weekend, and live your best life while Derek plays Sailor Boy with his midlife crisis boat. I can't afford a yacht. No, but you have integrity, and your daughter actually respects you. Derek can't buy that on Amazon with free Prime shipping. She's right. She's always right. But it still burns. Saturday arrives too fast. I almost bail on the brewery thing 3 different times. But then I think about sitting home alone knowing Emma's at Derek's barbecue on his new yacht, and I force myself to go. The brewery, Martinez Brewing Co., is in a converted warehouse downtown. It's packed with people, drinking craft beer and pretending to understand flavor profiles. Exposed brick, Edison lights, the whole hipster aesthetic. Jessica spots me immediately and drags me through the crowd. You came. I said I would. You say a lot of things. Come on, Javi's been asking about you all day. She pulls me toward the bar, where Javier is pouring beer and laughing with customers. 20 years later, he looks good. Really good. Silver in his dark hair, laugh lines around his eyes, the kind of confidence that comes from actually knowing who you are. Maggie Chen, he says when he sees me. His smile is warm, genuine. Jess said you might show up. She's very persuasive. She's a pain in my ass, but she's right about you needing to get out more. He slides a beer across the bar. This is our flagship IPA. Too hoppy for most people, but I think you can handle it. I take a sip. It's bitter and perfect. It's good. High praise from someone who usually drinks Bud Light. I've evolved. I can see that. There's something in the way he looks at me. Not pity. I've gotten enough pity to recognize it instantly. Something else. Interest, maybe? No. I'm imagining it. I'm projecting because I'm lonely and my ex just bought a yacht. We talk for a while about the brewery, about work, about everything except divorce. Other customers need his attention, so I wander off to explore. The place is nice. Really nice. Javier built something from nothing, and you can feel the pride in every detail. Later, when the band starts playing 90s covers, Foo Fighters obviously, Javier finds me again. How you doing? He asks. Better than I expected. This place is great. Thanks. It's been a 3-year project. Blood, sweat, and my entire savings account. Worth it? Ask me in 6 months when I know if I'm going bankrupt. He grins. So Jess mentioned your ex bought a boat? A yacht, after claiming he was broke during the divorce. That's some bullshit. Right? Like, I'm over here eating gas station sandwiches to save money, and he's out there living his best nautical life. You know what that means, though? That he's an asshole? Well, yeah, but also that he needs external validation. The yacht, the young girlfriend, all of it. He's trying to prove something. Meanwhile, you're just living your life. That's actually winning. I let that sink in. It sounds good. It sounds like something a therapist would say. But it still feels like Derek got the better deal. You should come back sometime, Javier says. We do live music every Thursday, just local bands, nothing fancy, but it's fun. Maybe. That's what people say when they mean no. I mean maybe, he smiles. I'll take maybe. I stay another hour, drinking beer and talking to Jessica's friends. When I finally leave, my phone has messages from Emma. Dad burned all the burgers, lol. Brittany's friends are so annoying. Can I come home tomorrow instead of Sunday? I text back, of course, baby, I'll make pancakes. That night, I fall asleep thinking about Javier's smile and how he said I was just living my life. Like that's enough. Like I don't need a yacht or a younger boyfriend or any external proof that I'm okay. Maybe he's right. Maybe just living is enough. Thursday night, I show up at Martinez Brewing. I tell myself it's because I like the beer. Because I need to get out more. Because Jessica won't shut up about it. I don't admit I'm hoping to see Javier. He's there, obviously. It's his place. Behind the bar, pouring flights for some guys in Ohio State gear, laughing at something they said. When he spots me, his whole face lights up. Maggie, you came back. The beer's decent. Just decent? I'm wounded. He pours me an IPA without asking. Band starts in 20. They're covering everything from Nirvana to Blink-182. My entire high school playlist. Mine too, we're officially old. Speak for yourself, I'm aging like fine wine. Is that what we're calling it? We fall into easy conversation and it feels natural. Like we've been doing this for years instead of reconnecting after 2 decades. He tells me about the challenges of running a small business in this economy, dealing with suppliers who flake, customers who think they're beer experts after watching one documentary on Netflix. I tell him about my work, about the satisfaction of fixing electrical problems that have clear solutions, about how wiring makes sense in ways people never do. The band starts playing, and Javier comes around the bar to stand next to me. We're not touching, but we're close. Close enough that I can smell his cologne, something woodsy and expensive. Dance with me, he says when they play something slow, some 90s ballad I vaguely remember. I don't dance. Everyone dances. You just haven't had the right partner. It's cheesy as hell. It's the kind of line Derek would have mocked. But when Javier says it, it works. He pulls me onto the tiny dance floor, really just a cleared space near the stage. His hand is warm on my lower back and we sway like we've done this 1,000 times. Can I tell you something? He says. Should I be worried? I had the biggest crush on you back in trade school. I pull back to look at him. You did not. I absolutely did, but you were with Derek, and I was too chicken to say anything. Figured I missed my shot. I had no idea. Good. That was the point. You were happy with him, or at least you seemed happy. I think about 23-year-old me, fresh out of college, convinced Derek was the one. Young and stupid and so sure I had everything figured out. I was happy, for a while, and then I wasn't, but I didn't want to admit it. That's the worst kind of unhappy, the kind you pretend isn't happening. Speaking from experience, 3 years of denial before my ex-wife and I finally called it. We were just going through the motions, playing house, pretending everything was fine, until one day we both admitted it wasn't. At least you both agreed. Derek just left. Came home one day and said he wasn't happy, hadn't been happy for years, and he'd met someone who made him feel alive again. I laugh, but it's bitter. That someone was Brittany, his 26-year-old CrossFit trainer. Jesus. Right? Like, if you're gonna blow up an 18-year marriage, at least make it less of a cliché. The song ends, but we keep swaying. Neither of us wants to let go. Can I take you to dinner? Javier asks. Like a real date, not just running into each other here. Every instinct screams at me to say no, to protect myself, to avoid risk, to stay safe in my carefully constructed bubble. But then I think about Greg in the TGI Fridays bathroom, about feeling nothing, about going through the motions. This is different. This is something. Yeah, I say. I'd like that. Yeah? Yeah. He kisses me. Just a quick kiss, nothing heavy. But it's enough to make my stomach flip in a way it hasn't since. I don't even remember. I drive home with the windows down, blasting Alanis Morissette because I'm processing my feelings like it's 1995. Emma's doing homework when I get in, sprawled on the couch with her laptop and a bag of hot Cheetos. You're smiling, she observes. I went to that brewery again, heard some good music. Just music? Why are you looking at me like that? Because you look happy, like actually happy, not pretending to be fine happy. Smart kid, too smart. There might be someone, I admit. It's really new, nothing serious. Is he nice? He's very nice. Better than Dad? That's complicated. Derek was nice too at first. Everyone's nice at first. But Javier's a different kind of nice. The kind that comes from actually being a good person, not performing goodness. He's different than Dad. And right now, different is what I need. She nods and goes back to her homework, but I catch her smiling. The next week, Javier and I have our first real date. He takes me to this hole-in-the-wall Mexican place on the west side that doesn't look like much from outside, but has the best carnitas I've ever eaten. We talk for 3 hours straight. About Emma and his daughter Sophia, who's at Ohio State studying engineering. About our divorces, about co-parenting, about the weird guilt that comes with being happy after everything fell apart. My ex remarried last year, he says over sopapillas. To the guy she cheated on me with. They invited me to the wedding. Did you go? Hell no. But Sophia did. She said it was awkward but fine, which is teenager for, please never make me do that again. Emma's dad is with the woman he cheated with. Brittany, she's 26 and has those fake eyelash extensions and calls herself a wellness influencer. Oh God, one of those. Right? She posts on Instagram about clean eating and authentic living and manifesting abundance. Meanwhile, she broke up a marriage. The cognitive dissonance is impressive. We're both laughing, and it feels good. To laugh about it instead of just being bitter. To acknowledge the pain without drowning in it. I should tell you something. I say when we're in the parking lot after. I'm a mess, like a genuine disaster. I'm still figuring out who I am post-divorce. I'm probably going to be weird about trust and intimacy and all the stuff that got destroyed in my marriage. Maggie, I've been divorced for 3 years and I'm still a mess. Easy is boring. I want real. Real is messy. Real is worth it. He kisses me again, and this time it's not quick. This time it's the kind of kiss that makes you remember you're alive. We see each other twice more that week. Coffee before work on Wednesday. Dinner at his place on Friday where he makes homemade pasta, and I pretend not to be impressed. It's good. Really good. The kind of good that makes you nervous because you know how badly it can end. Then Sunday happens. Emma comes home from Derek's in tears. Not quiet crying, full-on sobbing that shakes her whole body. I pull her into a hug and let her cry it out. What happened, baby? Dad and Brittany are engaged. The words hit like a live wire. Engaged. Derek, who said he'd never get married again after our divorce, who said he needed to focus on himself and figure out what he wanted. 8 months. It's been 8 months since our divorce was finalized, and he's already engaged to the woman he cheated with. Mom, are you okay? Emma pulls back, studying my face. I'm not okay. I'm so far from okay that okay is a distant memory. But I can't fall apart in front of my daughter. I'm fine, sweetie. I'm fine. I'm absolutely not fine. I don't tell Javier about the engagement. Not right away. I try to process it myself like I'm some emotionally evolved person who doesn't care what her ex does. But I'm drowning in it. Derek's engaged to Brittany. The woman who destroyed my marriage is going to become his wife. And I'm supposed to just be okay with it? I'm on a job site Tuesday, supposedly running conduit, but really just staring at the wall. Maggie, you good? Tom asks. Fine. You've been holding that drill for 10 minutes without turning it on. I look down. He's right. My ex is engaged. Tom winces. Damn, I'm sorry. It's fine. Everyone's fine. Everything's fine. I'm absolutely not fine. Jessica shows up at my apartment that night with Thai food and wine. Emma called me. Of course she did. Are you okay? Stop asking me that. I'm fine. Maggie, I'm fine, Jess. Derek can marry whoever he wants, have more kids, buy more yachts, live his best life. I don't care. You're allowed to care. What's the point? He's moved on. I'm supposed to move on too. That's how divorce works, right? His happiness doesn't cancel out yours. Doesn't it? He gets his perfect new life with his perfect young wife, and I get to, what, date Javier and pretend I'm not terrified he'll leave too? Javi's not Derek. Yeah, well, Derek wasn't Derek until he was. Until one day he decided I wasn't enough anymore. Jessica sets down her wine. Is that what you really think, that you weren't enough? Wasn't I? I mean, he left me for someone younger, prettier, more. Stop. Derek left because he's a coward who can't handle real life. Brittany's not better than you, she's just shinier, and when that shine wears off, he'll realize he traded a real partner for an Instagram aesthetic. I want to believe her. But all I can see is that Facebook post about their engagement. Derek's smiling face. Brittany's ring that probably cost more than my truck. The next day, I'm supposed to meet Javier for lunch. I text to cancel. He calls immediately. What's wrong? Nothing. Just busy with work. Maggie, talk to me. My ex is engaged. He's marrying Brittany. Silence. Then, I'm coming over. You don't have to. I'm coming over. He shows up with soup from Panera and a 6-pack of the IPA I like. We sit on my couch and I tell him everything. About Derek, about Brittany, about feeling like I'm losing some competition I didn't know I was in. You know what kills me? I say. I don't even love him anymore. I don't want him back. But it still hurts that he gets to be happy while I'm still trying to figure out how to be okay. That's not the worst part, Javier says quietly. What is? The worst part is you're comparing yourself to him. Like there's some scoreboard keeping track of who moves on faster, but there's no competition. His engagement doesn't mean you're losing. Then why does it feel like I am? Because you're human. And humans are messy and complicated, and we don't heal on anyone else's timeline. He pulls me close, and I let myself be vulnerable. Really vulnerable. For the first time since the divorce. Derek's rushing into another marriage because he can't be alone, Javier continues. But you're doing the hard work, figuring out who you are before you build something with someone else. That's not losing. That's wisdom. I want to believe him. I really do. That weekend, Derek brings Emma home early. He actually rings my doorbell instead of just dropping her off. When I open the door, there he is, my ex-husband, wearing a new Apple Watch and a confident smile. Can we talk, he asks. About what? About the wedding. About Emma. About... If you're asking for my blessing, save it. You don't need my permission. Brittany's my fiancée now. Congratulations, Emma's inside. Goodbye. I start to close the door, but he puts his hand on it. Maggie, wait. What, Derek? I just want you to know, what happened with Brittany, it wasn't about you. It was about me figuring out what I wanted. There it is, the non-apology, the it's not you, it's me bullshit. You're right, I say. It wasn't about me. It was all about you. Your needs, your wants, your midlife crisis. Well, congratulations on figuring yourself out. Now get off my porch. I just thought. I don't care what you thought. You want to feel better about destroying our marriage? Find a therapist. You want absolution? Talk to a priest, but don't come to my house expecting me to tell you it's all okay. Because it's not okay. It might never be okay, but that's your problem, not mine. I slam the door. My hands are shaking, but it's not fear. Fear. It's rage. Pure, righteous rage that I've been suppressing for 8 months. Emma's at the top of the stairs. I heard that. Sorry, baby. I shouldn't have said that where you could. No, Mom. That was badass. Dad needed to hear it. Emma, I'm serious. He's been acting like everyone should just be happy for him, like he didn't completely destroy our family. Someone needed to call him out. That night I called Javier. I confronted Derek. And I told him exactly what I thought. It was messy and probably not healthy, but it felt amazing. He laughs. Sometimes messy is exactly what you need. How do you feel now? Lighter. Like I was carrying around this weight and I finally set it down. Good. You don't owe him forgiveness. You don't owe him understanding. You just owe yourself peace. When did you get so wise? 3 years of therapy and some very expensive mistakes. We talk for another hour, and when we hang up, I realize something. Derek's engagement doesn't hurt anymore. Or at least it hurts less, because I'm not competing with him. I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm just living my life, building something real with someone who actually sees me. And maybe that's enough. 3 months later, I'm standing in Derek's backyard, technically Brittany's backyard now, at their wedding. I didn't want to come. Fought it tooth and nail. But Emma begged me, said it would mean everything to her if I was there. So here I am, wearing a dress from Nordstrom that cost too much and heels I can barely walk in, watching my ex-husband marry his mistress. The whole thing is peak Pinterest. String lights, mason jar centerpieces, a dessert bar with macarons. Brittany's in a white dress that probably cost more than my first car. Derek's in a navy suit, looking happy, or at least he's doing a good job faking it. Emma's a bridesmaid, looking uncomfortable in a blush pink dress she had zero say in choosing. I should feel something. Rage, jealousy, regret. Something. But all I feel is relief. Relief that this isn't my life anymore. Relief that I'm not planning a beige wedding or smiling for Instagram or pretending everything's perfect when it's not. Javier's hand finds mine under the table. He's here as my date, my official, public, meet my ex-husband date. Emma introduced them before the ceremony with barely contained glee. You okay? Javier whispers. I'm great. Liar. I'm good. Actually good. And I mean it. During the reception, Derek approaches our table. Brittany's glued to his side, all nervous smiles and desperate energy. Maggie, thanks for coming, Derek says. I'm here for Emma. Right, of course. He looks at Javier. This is Javier Martinez, Maggie's boyfriend. Javier stands and shakes Derek's hand with just a little too much firmness. Congrats on the wedding, man. Derek does that thing where men size each other up. Whatever he sees must satisfy him because he relaxes. Thanks, we're really happy. Brittany's been staring at me the whole time. Finally, she says, your dress is so pretty. Thanks, yours too. It's awkward as hell. But then Emma appears, saving us. Mom, come take photos with me in the booth. I escape to the photo booth they've set up, complete with props and a ring light. We take ridiculous pictures, making faces, using props, and for a few minutes it's just us, mother and daughter, surviving this weird-ass family situation. Are you really okay? Emma asks when we're done. You know what? I actually am. I'm not happy your dad married Brittany, but I'm happy with my life, with Javi, with who I'm becoming. Good, because I really like Javi. He's way cooler than Dad. Emma, what? It's true. Dad's always been selfish. Javi actually listens to me, asks what I think about things. He treats you like you matter. This kid. This incredible kid. Later, Javier and I are in his truck leaving the reception. I kick off my heels and put my feet on the dashboard. That was the weirdest experience of my life, I say. Going to your ex's wedding? Yeah, that's up there. But I survived. I didn't cry or cause a scene or set anything on fire. The bar is low, but you cleared it. We end up at the brewery, sitting at the bar after hours, drinking IPA and eating leftover pretzels from the kitchen. I'm proud of you, Javier says. Showing up today, being civil, supporting Emma, that took guts. Or stupidity. Same thing sometimes. Can I tell you something? Should I be worried? I'm in love with you. The words hang in the air. He looks terrified, like he just jumped off a cliff, and isn't sure if he's flying or falling. I know we said we'd take it slow, he continues. And I know you're still healing, but I need you to know this isn't casual for me. You're not casual for me. Every instinct tells me to run, to protect myself, to avoid the risk. But then I look at him, really look at him, and see someone who's not Derek, someone who's patient and kind and willing to wait. I love you too, I say. It scares the shit out of me, but I do. He kisses me, and it's different than before. Deeper, more certain. 6 months later, we're moving into a house together. Well, technically a new house for both of us. A 3-bedroom ranch in Hilliard with a 2-car garage where I can keep my tools. Emma helps us move, directing traffic like a tiny foreman. She's leaving for Ohio State in the fall, but she's promised to visit, says she likes having a place to come home to that isn't full of Brittany's beige bullshit. Jessica shows up with pizza and beer, and we have an impromptu moving party in the backyard. My work crew comes by, some of Javier's brewery regulars, even Tom, my foreman, stops by with his wife. It's not a big party, it's not Instagram perfect, but it's real. That night, after everyone's gone and Emma's crashed in her new room, Javier and I sit on the back porch with wine. You know what I realized today? I say. What? Derek leaving was the best thing that ever happened to me. It forced me to figure out who I am without him, and turns out I'm pretty fucking great. You are pretty fucking great. I mean it. I spent 18 years making myself smaller for someone who never appreciated it. And now I get to be myself. Loud, messy, wearing work boots and smelling like electrical tape, and I don't have to apologize for any of it. I love every part of you, especially the parts that smell like electrical tape. That's the right answer. We sit in comfortable silence, and I think about the past year. The divorce, the pain, the slow climb back to personhood. Greg in the TGI Fridays bathroom, learning to date again, to trust again, to hope again. The trash took itself out when Derek left. Everyone said it, and they were right. He did me a favor, even though it didn't feel like it at the time. He gave me the chance to rebuild myself into someone stronger, someone better, someone who knows exactly what she deserves. I'm not the same person I was when I was married to Derek. I'm better. I'm Maggie Chen, master electrician, divorced woman, girlfriend, mom, survivor, and I'm just getting started. Drop a comment below if you've ever had your ex move on faster than you and felt like you were losing until you realized you were actually winning. Or if you found real love after thinking you'd be alone forever. We're all just figuring this out one day at a time, right? Let me know your story.